So now let's go from there to the book of Psalms. Psalms 114th chapter in the first verse. Just to show you another little tidbit. This is Psalms 114:1. When Israel went out of Egypt, the house of Jacob, from a people of a strange language, because these other nations, they spoke different languages than the nation of Israel did. You know, even though this is dealing with the Egyptians, their language is strange to us. Alright, just like the Syrian language was strange to the majority of Israel at that time. Now let's go from there to the book of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter and the 5th verse, because another misconception that people try to teach you is that the Hebrew language is a hard language. You know, it's complicated. You know, you got to put the V's, the V's, the E's, the I's, the Q's, you know, and you got to do all this research and all this intricate and all this bullshit. You know, the Hebrew language is a simple, easy to be understood language. It's not nothing hard about learning the Hebrew language. This is Ezekiel 3:5. For thou art not sent unto a people of a strange speech and of an hard language. Now let's go from there. We're going to go right to that same verse, Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. Alright, Ezekiel 3:5. And we're going to see what that says there. What does it say there for the word hard language? The Hebrew word for hard language is kabad. Alright, kabad is hard. Heavy, great, heavy, massive, abundant, numerous, heavy, dull. Hard, difficult, burdensome. Alright, so there's languages out there that are very burdensome to learn. The Hebrew language is not burdensome to learn. It's not a hard, it's not a difficult language to learn. That's why I said back here, excuse me, for thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Israel. Alright, which is what we're coming into right now. We're coming back into, because see, we had lost our heritage. Now we're coming back to our language. Alright, now this is the book of Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter and the 9th verse. And it says, for then will I turn to the people of pure language. Because this pure language is easy to be understood. The Lashon Kodash. It's a very simple language. It's something easy to be learned. It's not something hard to learn. That's why them other nations, they learned our language right away. You know, it says that they may call upon the name of the Lord to serve him with one consent. Alright, now let's go from there to Isaiah, the 19th chapter and the 18th verse. And it says this: in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan. Now this is dealing with here in America. The land of Egypt is the land of America. Speak the language of Canaan. Why? Because the language of Canaan, which was the Hebrew, let me see if I have that map. Okay, there's a map here. This is Jerusalem down here, and this is around the area of what used to be called Canaan. Alright, and then this is where we spoke our language, which is the Hebrew language, but they call it the language of Canaan. Alright, and that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan, and swear to the Lord of hosts, one shall be called the city of destruction. That's why you have some brothers that call themselves, you know, Abad Babal or Abad Adawam, you know, because that's all. We're coming back to our nationality, which means we're coming back to our language, which means we're naming ourselves after the names of the Hebrew language. Alright, and there's other scriptures on there too, but I want to try to stay on topic, you know, so we can finish this up here, and you know, so you brothers can have this as a lesson, you know, in case anybody tries to come up with that bullshit. Alright, this is the book of Sirach, which is also known as Ecclesiasticus, and this is the prologue. And I'll see if I could find it real quick. Just bear with me for a second. Alright, here we go. Alright, it says here, it says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us wherein we may seem to come short of some words which we have labored to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. Alright, So like I said, the Hebrew language is simple, it's plain, it's to the point, and it's a very direct language. And then when you try to translate it into something else, it's not gonna come out the same. That's why you got guys like this guy Kanai talking about that they don't get into the language, the actual language, because the Lord said He's gonna speak to us in a different language. This guy is bugged out, man. Because the bottom line is we have to go back. The scriptures say to search for your forefathers? They did not say that Elijah was going to turn the children's heart back to the fathers. So if you got to search for your forefathers, and if Elijah came to turn our hearts back to the fathers, should we not have to learn the language of our fathers? This guy's bugged out. You know why they say that? Because they're fucking lazy. These niggas are lazy. They don't want to do nothing extra. Them are them lukewarm Israelites. He knows the name of the Lord. He calls on the name of the Lord, and he's with this guy Nathan. Nate Satan, and Nate Satan ain't calling on the name of the Lord. But then this guy talking about, well, he don't get into all that other stuff. You know why? Because they're fucking lazy. That's why. Alright, now we're gonna finish this up. This is the book of got 2 more scriptures here, and we're gonna close it up on that. And this is the book of Acts, the 26th chapter. And I'm going to read the whole thing of 13th verse. Acts 26:13. At midday, O king, I saw on the way a light from heaven above the brightness of the sun shining round about me, and them which journeyed with me. Which this is Paul when he was being converted by the Lord, the one the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahawashi. And when we were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue. Alright? Now, I have the New Testament here in the Hebrew. You can see the Hebrew, and these are the books here, starting with Matthew. This is the book of Acts. Alright, we're going to scroll down to the 26th, Chi is 20, and the Y is 6. So the 26th chapter, and we're going to scroll down here to the 14th verse, and we're going to go right to the point, which is right here. So this voice said to him, it said here, in the Hebrew tongue. And what does it say here? Ba Lashawan Ha Ibar Yath. It said nothing about Aramaic, because you got these motherfucking we tell you the white man is a motherfucking devil, man. You got these fucking crackers talking about that the Lord spoke Aramaic and the New Testament was written in the Aramaic. That's bullshit. The majority of the New Testament was written in the Hebrew, and then certain books that were written in the Greek were written by, which were most of the letters by Paul, except for the letter to the Hebrews. Alright, so it says here Bala Shawan, which is in tongue, Ha Ibaryath, which is the Hebrew. Ha is the, Ibaryath is Hebrew. So in the Hebrew tongue, it didn't say nothing about Aramaic. He spoke to him in Aramaic. He spoke to him in the Hebrew tongue. Alright, now we got one more here. This is Acts chapter 21 verse 40, and we're going to end the lesson with that. And when he had given him license, Paul stood on the stairs and beckoned with the hand unto the people. And when there was made a great silence, he spake unto them in the Hebrew tongue. Alright, so now we're going to go back here. We're going to go back to Acts 21. Chi is 20 and the I is 1. So Acts 21 and verse 40. And we're going to go straight to the point. Now here, it said that Paul spoke to them. Over here it says, in the Hebrew tongue, right? And here it says Ba Shapa Ha Ibaryath. Ba is in, Shapa is lip. In the lip, Ha Ibaryath, the Hebrew. In the lip, in lip, the Hebrew. So what did he speak to them in? In the Hebrew tongue. And this, don't get simple right here. This is Wa Amar, and he said, or and saying. Alright? So it doesn't say nothing about no Aram. Alright, Aramaic. That's all bullshit. That's something that the so-called white man made up. Alright, and there's other information that could be brought up, but you brothers you got to do your own. You got to put in your own work, with some of this stuff. Alright, so with that, we're gonna close it off on that, and I hope you brothers learn something. This is serious business. This is shows like this, like the shows that Elder Tahar does and Elder Gabar does, and our other brothers do. They're really for serious-minded brothers anyway that really want to learn. Because with shows like this, you have to sit down and take notes and open your mind and pray to the Father to open your mind, Yahawashi to open your mind to really retain these things and to be able to study them and get the information and be able to put it all together, so when you go out there to teach, you know, you'll be a complete package, so to speak. Like the scriptures say, study to show yourself approved, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Alright, so with that, I hope you brothers learned something. You know, may Yahawashi bless you and continue to increase you, brothers. May the camps get stronger and bigger. May this knowledge keep flourishing, and may the Lord have mercy upon us and get us out of here soon. You know, and may this goddamn devil and these fucking black ass hoes and these Uncle Tom, Captain Saberhole niggas die to death of the uncircumcised. And with that, I say shalom to the elect.